Hi everyone, today we will be doing an introduction of linear equations and the two types of linear equations. The first type is y is equal to ax plus b, and the second type is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. We will start with the first equation of y is equal to ax plus b. Now for this equation we will take an example. Y is equal to 2x plus 3. First of all, when graphing this, you must label your y and x axis, as that is part of what the examiner is marking. Now, for this equation here, what we want to do is we want to find the x-intercept first. But how do we find the x-intercept? Well, we make y equal to 0. So what you would do is 0 is equal to 2x plus 3. Now, this can be tricky. The next part we're going to do is we're going to bring this 3 to the other side. And how do we do that? We subtract 3 from both sides. So what we get is minus 3 is equal to 2x. Now, for x, we want to find x just by itself, without the 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 2, continuing the equation here. So minus 3 divided by 2 is equal to 2x divided by 2, which is equal to just x. So what we can have is minus 3 on 2 is the x-intercept. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw the points. So that is 1, that is 2, and this is 3. So minus 3 on 2 is minus 1.5, which is approximately here. So that is our x-intercept. Now, for the y-intercept, we want to make x 0. So what we're going to do is make x 0 here. So what we're going to do is y is equal to 2 times 0, which is just 0, plus 3. So therefore y is just equal to 3. Now we have our y-intercept. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot these points here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and our y-intercept is on point 3. So now we have our general line here, and what we're going to do is what we're going to go ahead and do is connect these dots. So what I like doing is just like that, and when you draw this, please use a ruler. I just don't have a ruler here. So that is how you draw the linear equation of y is equal to 2x plus 3. Now, what about if we have the equation ax plus by plus c is equal to 0? So what we're going to go ahead and do is insert numbers into these coefficients here. So I'm going to do 3x plus 2y plus 6 is equal to 0. The first thing is we need to find y by itself. So what we're going to do is move everything, these two terms, to the right side. So we just get 2y by itself. So 2y is equal to minus 3x. Remember, it's negative because we're swapping the 3 to the other side, and also 6 is going to be negative because we're moving it to the other side, minus 6. So then what we're going to do is, remember from the first step, we divided both sides by, in the first equation we divided both sides by 2, just to get x by itself. But in this scenario we're getting y by itself. So we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 2. So we just get y is equal to minus 3 on 2x, and then minus 6 divided by 2 is just minus 3. Now we have our equation in the same sort of form as our first equation. So here I'm just going to continue it up here. So remember, for finding the x-intercept, we make y equal to 0. So y is equal to minus 3 on 2x minus 3. What we're going to do is, for the x-intercept, make y 0. So 0 is equal to minus 3 on 2x minus 3. And bring this 3 to the other side. So 3 is equal to minus 3 on 2x. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to multiply both sides by 2, because I don't really like this fraction here. So to get rid of that fraction, we're going to multiply both sides by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, and minus 3 on 2 times 2 is just minus 3. So 6 is equal to minus 3x. We don't, this is the coefficient of x, so we don't really need to add a 2x in there. Okay, So what we're going to do is we're going to make, I just like doing this, make x positive and the other value negative, so we have a positive x value. So 3x is equal to minus 6. Now, we're going to divide both sides by 3 to get rid of this coefficient here. So x is equal to 6 on 3, minus 6 on 3, so x is equal to minus 2. So I'm going to go ahead, change the color here, and plot these points. So was it x is equal to minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to plot, oh, that's a bit big. We're going to plot that there. Now, for the y-intercept of this equation, we are going to make x 0. So I'll continue it down here. So y is equal to minus 3 on 2x minus 3. We're going to make x 0. So y is equal to minus 3 on 2 times 0 minus 3, which is just equal to y is equal to minus 3. So we have our y-intercept here. So I'm going to go ahead and plot that on this graph here as well. So was it y is equal to minus 3. First of all, I'm going to add my points, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just like adding one extra, and we have our point here. And then again, if you have a ruler, it would be better. I'm just going to freehand it like that, and make sure it goes through that point, make sure it goes through this point here, make sure it goes through both points, and we have our graph. One way to tell if to know how to tell if your graph is either going upwards like this one, or if it's going downwards like that one, is whether there is a minus sign in front of the x coefficient. This indicates that you have a negative gradient, and we'll explain more about that in a future video. But for this graph, for this one here, there was no negative sign, if you may remember, in front of the x coefficient, so it meant it is a positive gradient. However, that is an introduction onto linear equations. Thank you.